talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind. I just get carried away. Talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind.
What is good, guys? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. What a performance, man. What a performance. I am so happy. It's been rare this season that we've seen such a type of performance and carried by our captain, Lautaro Martinez. So many times we ask for it. So many times we almost demand him to carry us in some games. And today, on a big European night, on this crazy 18 games in parallel UCL night, Lautaro Martinez, our capitano, comes through with a hat trick and here to react with me with everything that went on today, with this amazing performance, with this top 8 secured, with Milan losing on the other side, and I think also Juve have lost on the other side. Joining me is, of course, friend of the channel, mod of the channel, member of the channel, everything of the channel, Matija Jovic. What is good, brother? How are you doing?
Doing great after this amazing victory. How can I not be? And especially after seeing the air conditioner and the guys from Turin in the mud playing, not finishing top 8. Mwah.
UCL heritage, you know, that's what happens when you have too much UCL heritage, Mattia. That's what happens, you know. It's like it's heavy, and then, you know, it just drags you down the table. You know, you have to understand. And Juve, yeah, that's just yeah. Thiago Motta, enjoy that, mate. Enjoy Thiago Motta ball. But Atalanta drew, I think, with Barcelona.
Yes, 2-2.
Yeah, actually, let's get all the. I know Anthony's live on Inter Worldwide at the moment, so make sure you check him out as well if he's still live.
Yes, he is, and maybe he could join us. I don't know. Should I?
Yeah. Anthony can message him on the, if you can, on the side if he wants to join in.
Yes.
Let's have a look at what's going on. Of course, we'll talk about Inter, and thank you, Eduardo, for the donation straight away. I'll get into that. This is the Inter we know, Forza Inter. Exactly, Eduardo. Finally, we're seeing the Inter that we know in our minds, that Mattia, right? Like, this is how good Inter can be, even though the UCL table shows it, right, Mattia? But we haven't really seen Inter. It doesn't, like, today's performance shows, like, yeah, this is a top 8 team in Europe, 4th in Europe. We showed it tonight. In general, a lot of the time we don't show it, but tonight we saw the real Inter, right?
This is the first time in the Champions League that we had a good game this season. Yeah. Definitely. All of the other games, well, against Red Star was a good game, but I know more than most that Red Star is not on the level that can really challenge us.
Yeah.
So basically, this was the really only game that we really showed, oh, we're actually a good team.
Yeah.
Even though the results showed before,
exactly.
But this is the first time the game actually showed that.
Yeah, and I don't want the people to downplay Monaco now just because they were awful tonight, because we have to say
Monaco was great this season in Champions League.
You know, they could have finished top 8 if they won tonight, and they're 3rd in Ligue 1. You know, they got some exciting young talents in that team. So do not underplay this solid, very good win against Monaco tonight, because you've seen what the other teams are doing. Dinamo Zagreb, again, not to downplay teams, but the level of Dinamo Zagreb compared to Monaco, yes, it's away. You know, some of these Eastern European fixtures, they can be tricky with the crowd, with the atmosphere. But Milan, losing to Dinamo Zagreb is pretty embarrassing on the other side.
Thank you to my neighbors, Dinamo Thank you guys for beating the air conditioner. You set them up well for our clash on Sunday. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, of course, we'll talk about that afterwards as well because we have the big Milan derby coming that we, of course, have to win. Finally, an important game without a heart attack. Yeah, exactly, Matija. I mean, my preview was based on a lineup that changed completely today, which we'll get into as well. What you thought about that lineup once it changed, but it's nice to also have a crucial UCL game and not having to like stress about it, having heart attacks about it. We know we needed a draw today, but it was nice that we just dominated this, right?
Exactly. And now, after this game, we see that it was a good decision from Demone,
Yeah.
because if that bum Arnautovic started, you can bet your culo that this game wouldn't be as easy as it was. So thank God for this decision.
100%, 100%. When negativity FC begins, we win. Mattia, you can't stop now. There you go, Mattia. There's your orders.
When we get to the derby preview, then the negativity FC will come back.
Then all the horses, the army of negativity FC is going to come at the same time.
Yes,
Good to see,
hopefully.
yes, our language tours. Good to see our smiling faces, and hopefully also smiling, even though Aslani started language tours.
Don't mention him to him, man.
Hey man, even the Aslani. I mean, today even we can't even. I don't want to see any Arnautovic criticism. Yeah, Aslani criticism. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but I mean, today we should focus on the positives, man. I hate
Yeah.
him too, but this is the first. We had couple of big goals for this January, and we failed them so far. But this is the first big goal that we achieved this season, and
Yeah.
we need to be happy and we need
Yeah.
to celebrate it because
Exactly.
achieving top 8 in the Champions League is huge. I mean, no other Italian clubs can relate, right?
Yeah. And that extra 24 million, that's what the prize, the money was worth today's game. Extra 24 million straight into Oak Tree's bank balance. So let's see if that's ever going to get spent. But it was big. This was a big another reason why probably Inzaghi, Oak Tree saw the lineups that were out yesterday and they were like,
They
Inzaghi, are you
told
sure
him.
you want to start Frattesi, Aslani together in midfield, B6 center back on the night that 24 million euros is on the line? And it's like, okay, fair enough. And even Primavera Merchants today rejoicing, Mattia. Primavera Merchants
We
today
have
got
our
to
own Del
see.
Piero. Suck it,
Yeah.
guys from Turin.
De Pieri is better than Del Piero. He almost even scored at the end, that would have been amazing if
Yeah,
he scored.
that would have been insane.
Yeah. But anyway, let me get back to what I was trying to do. Let me just check how the table has ended now, and then we look at the bracket as well and who we are looking to be
Top
facing.
4 out of
Yeah.
36. So,
Mhm.
guys, top 4 out of 36. Let's put that into perspective. So, that is huge. When you look at the competition, yeah, I know the Asna is above us, but still, we beat
That
them. That's
goal
what
difference.
counts. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Like, we're on the same points, really. So we're joint second in reality. Is just that goal difference. I mean, oh, bloody hell, Barcelona 28 goals scored. We're not getting anywhere near that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame. That's why we're saying that, we could have stat padded more in some games like we did against Red Star, in
Yeah, in
theory, young
Prague,
boys.
we should
Yeah.
have won more than 1-0, definitely.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, what an achievement. And look at this. I mean, I don't know, Mattia, you always bring in through some interesting stats. One goal conceded in the whole group stage. And this is with the new group stage with more games. Surely this is some sort of record, or at least matching some sort of record.
Yeah, but I'm so sad the last minute goal. If that didn't come in, we would have been like
I
on
know.
0.
Stupid Mukiele. That's what I'm going to remember him forever now, just because of that one goal that we conceded in the
In
group stage.
last minute. That's like so. I mean, we were. I would say we didn't deserve anything in that game. We were bad,
Mhm.
but yeah, still, I'm sad it was a last minute decider. We could have gone the whole campaign without conceding. That would be
100%.
insane. But otherwise, yeah, it's possible. We are the only club with only one goal. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, look at that. I mean, all these expensive teams all around Europe, and we are the ones with
Yeah.
Acerbi, De Vrij, Matteo Darmian, Bastoni at the back, Bazoma. This team that's been built, this back line has been built on like what 40 million, 50 million euros, and this is how we're performing. Let's see who's missed out as well. I mean, shout out to Aston Villa because they're down the road from me from here in Leicester. They're 1 hour in Birmingham, so I did kind of want them to do this, and I do rate Unai Emery as a coach as well. I feel like he should come to Serie A at some point. Well
Wow.
done to them. We beat Leverkusen. We're ahead of Leverkusen, the team that beat us. We're ahead of Atleti, the team that beat us last year. And Lille, wow, Lille sneaked into the top 8 right on the last day.
That's insane.
Atalanta
Atalanta
didn't.
just missed it.
Yeah, shame for Atalanta, just about missing out.
But
Dortmund missed
not
out.
shame for us, they have 2 extra games. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking about it, in my. I've just got my neutral hat on for the next minute or so.
Binvetto, thank you, my man. You are always the MVP.
Oh God, has he done it again? Oh, this guy. Lautaro hattrick, mad mob day. Congrats. Yalla, yalla, yalla. Yes, let's go. Thank you, Binvetto, the channel sponsor, as we call him. But yeah, Paris PSG have made it just about into the top 16. But this is the thing, Matija. Let me ask you, what are your thoughts on this? Like this day, I'll give it to UEFA and this format. Today was definitely exciting. Checking this table was moving up and down the whole 2 hours today. Like it was crazy to watch.
I've been
But
using Flash Score for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I don't know how long it exists. This is the first time it crashed. And
wow,
it kept crashing throughout the games.
yeah.
So everybody was checking the results, the live table, it was insane.
Yeah. So yeah, we have to give them this like 18 games in parallel concept. It cooked. They cooked with this. But at the end of the day, all these teams are still in it. That's the thing. So the only teams that actually have missed out are these: Bologna, Stuttgart, Dinamo, Shakhtar, etc.
Yeah.
But then all these teams, because they have to play this playoff game, these extra 2 games, are still in it. So whether
I'm so sad the City got through barely. They were losing halftime, and I was like, "Ooh, nice!" But yeah,
that would have been cherry on top of this new format if Man City managed to miss out on this. But yeah, let's go into and see who Inter have got. I think Saud has put it in here. So officially, we can face either Juve, Feyenoord, PSV, or Milan. That is fantastic, Mattia.
wow.
What do you think? I love that.
Another Euro derby.
Potentially. Could be the Derby d'Italia Euro derby.
Ooh, I want that in my veins.
Yeah.
I want
Feed
that in my veins. But, this is again me thinking like, wow, do we need
it
that?
could have been easier, of course. We could have, of course, I would have liked Celtic. I would have liked, I don't know, Benfica. I would have liked, Brest, of course.
What I
stop being
don't like
childish.
about this, definitely, we could have gotten easier teams, but also if we get an Italian team, if we get one of our biggest rivals, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on us, and it's gonna put a lot of pressure on us to win. And why I don't like that is because we are in a race with Napoli, and if we get to that point where we need to play the air conditioner or the guys from Turin, and you can't just, you have to win that. You can't like say, oh, we don't care about the Champions League, we have to chase the Scudetto. You can't say that. And then that's the situation I'm afraid of, and I don't want us to be in. So hopefully those guys go out early.
I know. It is a tough situation to be in. Whilst Napoli keep putting all these wins back to back to back and non-stop, it is concerning. But then, interesting question asked by Hamdan: are you getting going to the final vibes? I mean, I think it's probably too early to kind of talk about that because that
Let's not
season
jinx
was
that.
like we completely shit the bed in the league. So it was like we were just fully into the Champions League. Whereas this year we are going to be out. We're going to have two heads. How are you feeling? I think it's a bit early to tell if we've got those vibes at the
Yes,
moment.
yes, and I don't want us to lose the race with Napoli.
Mm.
So we can talk about that later about the Scudetto race, but I think that most will agree that this Inzaghi period, if it finishes 4 seasons with only one Scudetto and having the best team in the league all the time, it's a failure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think most of the guys will agree. So it's hard.
Yeah, no, you can't have one Scudetto out of 4 years with the team that we have. It is a Scudetto Serie A failure. Not that we're not saying that Inzaghi should be fired or anything, but just if we evaluate things,
Exactly.
it's a failure if we don't do it. But anyway, let's try to keep things on the positive side of things. So Ludi scores. Thank you very much for putting in. So the stat that I was wanting to talk about. So teams that conceded one goal, and this is the old group stage, guys. Remember when we used to play 6 games?
Now we're
PSG
happy.
94-95, Juventus 96-97, Villarreal 05-06, United 10-11. So that actually, the timing of that, Matija, also shows you, like, because football nowadays, there's more goals scored as well. So it shows you how big of an achievement that Inter have done with more games. So
It's been a
more
while.
history being made by Inzaghi's Inter. Any comment on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Inzaghi has always been a cup merchant, for better or worse. And since he arrived, since the first season, he never disappointed in the Champions League. Never. Even though that Atletico game, you could say, was a disappointment, but we were still 2-0 up, and it was all in our hands.
Yeah.
And I can't say it was a disappointment because how convincingly we won the 20th Scudetto. So, yeah, but we were, unlike Conte or some other Mancini, that had good teams, but we were, never good in the Champions League. So I really like that Inzaghi really put us back on the map in Europe and showed that we should be respected. So yeah, huge achievement for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So answering Football Focus's question, yeah. So Juve is going to play Feyenoord and PSV are going to be playing Milan. That's what that says, right? Wait, let me go on fixtures and results. If that's because it says or at the moment, so I don't know if that's confirmed or not. Or is there going to be a draw for it? Yeah, knockout round, playoff draw. So there's going to be a draw to do it. So it's not
I really
confirmed.
don't know anything about this new system. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just click on this view draw details. So yeah, yeah. So they're gonna so they need to oh no. So yeah, it is decided. It is decided.
Mhm.
Yeah, 19 versus 20, 13 versus 14. Yeah, yeah. So it is decided. And then 3 and 4 are waiting for the winners of these. So yeah, it's decided. And oh yeah, so the draw is gonna be for all those unseeded, like all the other teams, the ones after, the ones that didn't qualify.
So do Juve and Milan then play each other before they play us?
No. So it will be Juve, Feyenoord, and PSV Milan.
Okay, and who wins those two? Do they then play each other?
Oh shit! Yeah. So I'm guessing, yeah. So it would be, yeah. Wait, because someone in the comments explaining this. No, they
Yeah.
will draw. Oh, okay, so there will be a draw. Okay.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter wherever.
Yeah.
It's one of these 4 teams. I'm happy with, I'm happy with the easier Feyenoord and PSV in brackets, but I'm also really happy with the Juve and Milan. So this is perfect because look at this. If we had one less spot in the table, we could have ended up with what Leverkusen and Atletico Madrid have ended up with, which is Man City. Obviously, it's not going to be Celtic, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid. So it's like that is the draw of death
That's the worst one we could get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Man City are not as good this season, but you never know. At some point, they spend like all this money in January, and yeah,
Okay, Mateo says who wins those two, one of them will play Inter and the other will face Arsenal. Yeah.
who wins those two?
So Juve or Feyenoord, and PSV or Milan,
Yeah,
who
so,
wins
so it is.
those?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
decided. It's yeah, Juve versus Feyenoord, PSV versus Milan. Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so they will draw us or Arsenal. I
Yeah,
see, I see. Okay.
that's
Yeah, those
fine.
two, all of those four teams are, you know,
Uh-huh. Okay. So
manageable.
Inter Arsenal need to draw which side? Okay, so so they're gonna draw whether we end up playing PSV or Milan or Juve or Feyenoord. That's yeah. Okay, that's good.
I see,
Uh,
I see.
Thank you, Amy.
Zdravo,
You rock
Amy.
as well. And Binveto's done it again. Where is he,
Benveto
this guy?
is the
So he
MVP
says,
always.
guys, we do periodically we do giveaways on the channel. Most of the time, sometimes I do them funded by myself, but most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, they
Yeah,
are funded
Benveto
by.
is the guy.
So if we win the derby, three Inter shirts will be giveaway for all the brothers out there. So keep a lookout on the channel. And of course, it means that the boys have to deliver a win in the derby. Kurt Mafia in the house. Right decision to play another B team. Yeah. Let me quickly ask your thoughts about that because it was funny. I mean, you're not on Twitter, Matija, but when the updated predictions got released this morning or this afternoon, even I took because I was like, "Oh, no rotation before the derby."
Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we could have got this match without it, but then I know that you want to make certain the 24 million on the line, the top eight, like it would be embarrassing to lose it on the last day, everything like that. In the end, it's kind of worked out. Like all the scenarios that we would put in our head, like 2-0 up at halftime, 50 was it
Extra man.
55th, 60th minute, take off Barella, take off the guys, rest the guys. So everything has actually worked out. So in the end, Ian, yeah. And then Inzaghi in general, Mattia, Champions League, I have zero complaint with his rotations and his choices. The performances, of
We,
course, could have been better, but
we
he has
achieved
played
top
this
four
perfectly.
with this B team most of the campaign.
Yeah,
Most of the campaign was B team. Like,
yeah,
let that sink in.
yeah.
Like, B team against
Again,
Arsenal, B team for most of the campaign. Only
mm,
now we haven't rotated in the last
yeah,
games.
because even in the but then the last game we played the full starter team and it wasn't very convincing. Still, was it against Prague? Just
No,
sneaking the 1-0 win. So that's
no.
why when the lineup came out today, I was like, of course, this guarantees more of a win for us than having Fratesi, Aslani, and Bisek starting in the middle. But I still thought we could have done the job because this Monaco team today also looked a little bit shaky. But yeah, it doesn't matter. In the end, Inzaghi's decision paid off. And as Eminem also mentions, Milan, they played their full strength lineup today. And they were down to 10 men, I think 36th minute. I think Yunus Musa got sent off. So they've lost. So morale is down. They were down a man. So tiredness, and they're all the starters. So yeah, no excuses for the derby, even though the starters started today, right?
Absolutely no excuses. They also played, and yeah, uh, we're in the same situation as they are. Actually, we are in advantage. We played at home. They
Mm,
played in Zagreb, so there is no excuse. We just have to. The fact that we know that we are a better team doesn't mean anything. They beat us twice already,
okay.
despite some people being overconfident. We're not gonna name them now.
Mhm.
All the love to those, but we can't be overconfident now. They
Yeah.
spanked us twice, guys. We can't be overconfident after this game and see, oh, we spanked Monaco. Now we're gonna spank the air conditioner. We can't enter the
No,
game
no.
like that.
100%,
We
100%.
have to
We've
be
seen it in the
humble.
derbies. The form goes out the window, absolutely. And again, Tommy's now they're saying Juve could still play Milan. So one of the 13 and 14 will play. Okay, man. Let's just wait for this draw, man. I'm confused about this.
Yeah, well, I don't know. In any case, all four teams are manageable. That's the
Antonio,
Yes.
Antonio.
Yes. Our
Yes,
main
yes.
guy,
Bro.
my man.
So I'm glad I came in at the time I did. This draw looks a very weird potential draw that's happening here.
We're
But
gonna get Derby d'Italia or Derby della Madonnina in Champions League, bro. Do you want that?
nah, not really. But at the
What?
same time,
Me and Matija are like ready for this.
bro,
I
like,
mean,
I just saw it then, and I was like, what the hell? But either or, we were the best team on this entire match day. Atletico were also very good, but Toro is back right at the right time. We're red hot at the moment. We're going
Toro is
into,
Milan man. Don't forget that. Toro
Yeah.
is Milan man.
bro. This could not have come at a better time. And I was watching that Zagreb Milan finish right to the end, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, I know we've had 2 horrible matches against them this season, but I smell blood, and we need to, please, for the love of God, just be as hungry as we know Inter can be. We know how ruthless we can be. Like, just unleash this fucking beast already. Sorry for swearing, Zio, but like, it's waiting. Can't you boys feel it? Don't you feel like there's like 30% of us this season that hasn't popped off yet, and now would be the perfect time to do it? The reason we're also gutted and disappointed a lot of the time this season is because we're looking at it like we know there is a savage animal inside this team, and now would be the perfect time to unleash it against the world. We don't have that many injuries, and to be honest, even this whole season, in contrast to a lot of other teams in Europe, we haven't had the worst run. But I will keep saying this, our medical team is fantastic, because not only do we not have the most injuries every season, our players tend to return fairly well and fairly quickly. I know we're saying that at a time where we're crying out for Hakan, but his injury is sort of a bit of the odd one out in the last 2 to 2.5 to 3 seasons. Even into Conte, when you really deep it and break it down, our players train well, recover well, and when they do return to form, they don't get injured again for a while. There aren't too many reoccurring ones. We're at a point at the moment, and, you know, clip everything I've said, because you don't get this much positivity out of me all the time. See, this is the bad anti-jinx. This is why Matija has to put in shifts lately in the chats. He's like so doomy and gloomy. But it's true.
Matija's
Just
gonna have to carry like
disappoint us.
Lautaro now.
Unleash the gang, bro, and start it against Milan this weekend. Unleash it.
Yeah.
Bro,
Thank you,
they
Adam, by the way.
spanked
Just
us
wanted to say
twice
thank you
this
to you, Adam.
season. We can't be overconfident like we've been so far. They
No.
spanked us twice. We
know.
can't be sure, oh, we're gonna destroy them. We can't think like that again.
Yeah.
We have to be level-headed, and we have to win. Because if we don't win, then our Scudetto race is falling behind, and it's very bad situation regarding that. So we have to win, but I am not nearly as optimistic as Anthony against them. So yeah,
This is so weird, Anthony being so optimistic about Milan derby. Is like
but
such
he
a
is
weird,
right
like,
though. This game showed our potential. This is the first game this season I can say this is Inter. This is
Yeah.
what we can do. This is how we can play.
Bro,
So
we ate them alive in that first like 15-20 minutes. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, we were on those guys. We didn't let them breathe. Marcus Thuram, I know Thuram didn't even get on the score sheet today, which is crazy. He like
He
dominated
was
those guys.
balling. He was so strong today, man. Like, he looks like the prime athlete on the pitch today across the whole park.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Let's talk
know-
about some of our players today, guys.
Yeah.
Like
I know
Thuram, like
Lautaro
Barella.
scored too, but like it was all on Thuram.
Yeah.
It was all on Thuram. He got the penalty. He got the red card.
Yeah.
So it was all on him. Like I don't know if I don't want to say if Arnautovic started instead of him, this would have been a much worse game.
Yeah, it
put
definitely
it
would have made
mildly.
it would have made it a lot closer than it is for sure. But yeah, let's have a quick look at Lauti's stats today. Like, he could have actually scored more goals today. He missed some like sitters in the second half. Like, look at this, 1.84 xg. Let's have a look. 3 out of 4 shots. There was one where he completely fluffed his lines on in the second half. He could have had 4 or 5 today, which is like, and the fact is, guys, how weird is it that our all-time Champions League top scorer, actually I needed to update this because I think he's on 17 now because he scored a hat-trick, he's only got 17 goals. Like, how low is that for a team like Inter? That Adriano was our top all-time Champions League top scorer.
It is
Isn't
pretty
it
low.
18?
But to be fair, we've always been a club that has countlessly stacked strikers across the board. Even when we were growing up watching it, the goals were always going to be shared, whether it was through Pieri, Adriano, Julio Cruz, Crespo, Recoba, like you name it. We had forwards there to score, Martins as well. And then, Milito.
But just like not
Neto,
consistently and not
Yeah,
stat
you're right.
padding enough.
Exactly. Like if Ibrahimovic actually treated this club with half a little bit of respect and cared about where he was, he probably could have scored a lot more and put a lot more effort in, because his last season at our club was poor by his standards, even though
He was a bit of a Champions League fraud, though. He was a Champions League fraud.
Yeah, he wanted to go to a team that would win it. Let's just remember that.
Yeah. How bad was Lautaro's? Like, two of his finishes today were like the penalty was like dog shit. I'm sorry.
When I saw him taking the penalty, I wasn't looking. I was like this. Oh no, please God no, please God no, please God no. And I didn't watch. But after I saw the replay, it was like in the middle. The guy shot in the middle.
Literally.
But thankfully it was very strong shot. So
yeah. And then even the second one, when Barella laid him off, it was like again right at the keeper almost.
I think we really next season we really should be trialing DiMarco properly as a penalty taker, because I'm really failing to see who else could step up.
What about our brother Marcus Thuram? Is he like this, or does he just like not taking penalties?
Yeah. Bro, speaking of penalties, I hate to be sideways. Did any of you see Watkins miss his penalty for Aston Villa this morning?
No, I don't know how you guys have been watching multiple games today. I could only focus on Inter.
I only watched Inter. Yeah.
Bro, when you see it, you'll know what I mean. Poor guy, like he slips last second, gets his trail foot in front of his kicking foot, and like his penalty literally dings off his own foot and just goes straight up into the air and over the bar. It was
like Lautaro against Atletico.
Yeah. It was like a John Terry when he did it for Chelsea, but on steroids, bro. Like times that by about 5.
Oh yeah, that penalty might come to my house. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Could hit any of us, man. But
no, we don't like this. This like Lautaro. It's a fact. Like that is not. There was not two good finishes. Those.
I love Lautaro. I don't dislike him at all. Mo hates.
Mo,
Lautaro.
Mo is a open Lautaro hater. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
You guys need to appreciate a lot of the anti-jinx energy that people like Matija and I put into the world. You guys think it counts for nothing, but we're just doing our bit. Yeah, we don't buy players, do we? So we need to keep this anti-jinx propaganda going in the background until Oak Tree drops some dimes for some better players.
Yeah, no, exactly. You need to respect it. Yeah, who else impressed you today? I felt like but Barella was just. Did you see one of his touches? I retweeted it on Twitter. It was like somehow he jumped up with his knee and then took another touch. Like the ball didn't even bounce, and then he took I don't know how he did it. It was like some next Karate Kid shit.
Let Anthony talk about Barella a little bit. I don't know what Anthony thinks about him.
I don't need to talk about him anymore. Like I'm just bearing the fruits of my agenda over the last few years now, just being so in everybody's face that I don't need to say it. Like he's still only 27. This guy is going to be a La Grande Inter if he's not already at the end of his career. He's going to be right up there with the best players that have ever come through to this club. He's so switched on from the first minute. There were a couple of moments in that match where I was looking at it and I'm like, the game's won, and you're one booking away from missing the first leg. You can calm down. And for that matter, maybe Inzaghi could have brought him out at halftime. Because he did bring him out though, right? Pretty early. Like 55.
Yeah, he brought him out 59th minute, it says here.
Yeah. 59th. But yeah, overall, very good. Very good performance from everybody today. They knew the job to do. And yeah, look, the red card is the red card. You bear the fruits of that as well. You can't call us lucky because we played the whole game for 78 minutes. This is all part of the game. This is what happens when you come out of the gate strong, when you come out aggressive, you end up in opportunistic situations. Luck is just where opportunity meets preparation. And right now we had all three of those things in that game today. It was very easy. Such an easy watch, wasn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Oh man. Easiest watch in Champions League by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ian was even impressed with Aslani today. Any comments on our young Albanian? I thought, yeah, he was pretty good. I didn't even remember him getting the yellow card actually.
He always gets those stupid yellow cards, but yeah, it's this day. I think nobody deserves any criticism.
Apart from Arnautovic.
Oh my God! Don't remind me. Don't
That's why.
remind me.
That's why I want. Oh my
Oh
god.
my God! Don't
You
remind
know.
me of that
You know.
time.
You know. Can I defend one thing? When he signed for us, I'll dig it up. I'll find it. I was happy. I wasn't
Same.
one of those. I wasn't one of those guys that was like, oh, bun this guy, bro. Like, why would I? Bro, the guy scored 20 to 25 goals in a few seasons at Bologna. This fits the profile for a third to fourth choice attacker in Serie A. In fact, if you were to pull together who we needed at that point, he was. That's why everyone spoke about him as Dzeko was phasing out. They were like, all right, well, this is basically a B-Tech Ed and Dzeko at this point. So let's just get him. And only certain real ones would have known that Edin Dzeko would continue to ball out, doing what he did. But it just so happens to us that Arnautovic was really, really, really bad. Really, really, really bad. Initially, he came on loan, didn't he? He came on loan.
No, we bought him. We bought him straight.
We bought him.
Yeah, I think it is. It was
was a
like a
panic
loan with
buy.
obligation, but like it was like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
obligation is like
And when you win a Scudetto, whatever you've agreed to has probably clocked itself 3 times over throughout the season. So in terms of minutes and input, because like he still put together a few decent numbers in his first season. I think he had like maybe like 5 GA altogether, 6 GA. But when you take the season as a whole and you watch every game the same we do, we're like, well, there was never one moment where we were crying out for something and we were like, oh, Arnautovic. There was never a goal in the last. He never made an impact on the result. I actually think his biggest impact would be his backheel assist to Barella to make it 2-0 against Lecce the week of my honeymoon. I think that's when it was. That's why I remember it so well. I think Bisek had the opening goal in that match. That was the birth of the
Bisek and Bauer.
The birth of Bisek and Bauer, and then Arnautovic backheel assist, and that's the last.
And then they all hugged him like he was like a Make-A-Wish kid because he finally got an assist because he was already struggling at that point.
Fell to the ground and everyone went to celebrate with him, not Barella, who I think had to fake the goalkeeper. But like, I don't know, Barella still did the best thing of the act.
Oh god, every team needs a Make-A-Wish kid, and Arnautovic is ours, and we love him for it. And he could have even had a goal actually because he was so slow to reacting to this. Lautaro was actually behind him and got to it before him. He could have had a goal himself, a tap in, and then actually this goal I want to shout out Mkhitaryan, who ran for like 60 yards. I think it was from the edge of our box to the edge of their box shot.
I think it tells a lot about our squad that our oldest player is our fastest player.
Yeah.
That tells a lot about our squad. So Mkhitaryan is our oldest player and our fastest player.
You've heard the way he speaks though, right? Even recently, he said everything that we already knew. He's a part of a dying breed that still treats his body like a temple. No tattoos, perfectly happy to be balding and doing nothing about his hair, just going about his daily routine, making sure he'll live till 101 years old, can retire rich, and he's a workhorse.
And as the greatest Armenian player of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, he probably did that already at age 25, but one player I wanted to speak about, guys. Pavard, wasn't it like maybe his best performance of the season, and he almost scored?
There's a lot of passion in this guy still, man. Like when he makes tackles, he bigs up himself. I don't know if you've seen it. Like the ball went out for a goal kick today at some point in like the 27th or the 30th minute, and he was like, "Yes, come on!" I'm like, "Man, you're up 2-0, red card, 27th minute." Like I love it. I absolutely love it. But we know he's been world class in moments of his career, and like Lautaro, but to a different level and standard and magnitude. We just want him to be the best version of himself, because if he is the best version of himself, chances are he's the best centre back in the league next to Bastoni when you really break it down on his day, and if he was to be the best version of himself.
Exactly. We are not aware how much we actually missed him in the first half of the season. First, he wasn't performing, then he was injured, and we weren't aware, but actually our defense really suffered for it, and it showed, and we really need him. He is a world-class player. He is our biggest signing in the last 2 years, and or even more. And we really need these kind of performances from him, and it shows.
Yeah. Even though for me in the summer, because of his high salary and if he still has some value, I think he's going to be probably number one on the line to be sacrificed if an offer comes.
I don't know. I just hope it's not Thuram, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If it all depends on how we finish the season. It's still too early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this is just an early thought from me. I started from the beginning of the season because of his underperformance, and he is, for a centre back, he earns quite a bit. I think he's our highest earning centre back alongside Bastoni. So I can see Marotta and Ausilio making that thought. He's 28. This is probably the best value you're going to get from him at the moment. So if you're going to get an offer, it's probably the time. And make Bisek the long-term right centre-back starter.
Yeah, and we have World Cup in the summer, which is, who knows? The summer is going to be very different than the ones we're used to.
Yeah. Did you any thoughts on the youngster that came on, the Pieri? He looked pretty lively. What did you make of him?
The Pieri is better than Del Piero.
Yeah, bro, I can't wait to score a few goals, man. I am going to lynch this other fan base. I'll probably get banned. I'll probably get banned from places. Like, you, as a Juve fan, you don't want this kid to succeed in our colours at all. It doesn't take much for people to take an opportunity like that with wordplay, but I will run. Yeah, I'll run with that like no tomorrow, man. So all we can do is hope. It was a really nice moment to see Lautaro acknowledge him like that. As fans that have seen Lautaro come in as the 2IC, the second in charge to Icardi, even to Lukaku, we've seen the transition from Lautaro from kid to leader. And today was a beautiful moment because when he went off the pitch, he smiled at him and just gave him this look as if to say, like, this is your time, kid. I remember being in the exact position that you were in, and it doesn't fucking feel that long ago. I bet Lauti was thinking it because I was thinking it, and I bet you boys were thinking it as well. As Lauti sort of walked off and gave him that hug, I thought, it was only yesterday you scored that goal against Napoli in the 91st minute to break the deadlock under Spalletti. It was only yesterday, man. And here you are walking off with a hat-trick, giving all of your energy to this kid. These are the moments you live for as an Inter fan, bro. I thought it was really nice.
No,
exactly.
Performance-wise, I don't think I saw him touch the ball once, but I don't care about that.
Yeah, he had a chance. He could have scored, actually. He had one really good chance. But did you guys notice the party our bench had throughout this game? I was so, like, I never seen them like this. They were partying the whole game. Like, it was amazing.
It's rare that the result is sort of cemented that quickly. Like, bro, I know that we've had trouble closing out games, but it wasn't even the second goal. Like, as soon as that red card gets called, I was like, oh, damn, this is over. This is like well and truly over. And the boys on the bench knew that they didn't even need to win the game. So the party started super, super early. That's what I saw today. Like, they started early.
Maybe they knew about the score lines on the other games. They knew about the Rube score. They knew about the Milan score.
No one was sitting there on our sideline, doing these. I love when I see players do these. I'm like, I know you're on live score doing the same little scroll down that the fans are doing at home. That's a part of football that doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, exactly. Today, what did you have any bets on today, Anthony? Because today was crazy. I saw all these memes about gamblers and.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad. Usually there would be a part of me in my head where, as the game start to gear what it takes for Inter to not qualify. And today would have been one of those days where if it all came off, you'd win big. But we made sure by the 5th minute that I was never going to anti-gear anything today. I was going to put some money on the big boys like Paris, Bayern, Madrid, City, all of them to just get their dubs. But yeah, didn't do that, bro. But I'm happy to talk about some other results because Juve are fucking embarrassing, mates. They are embarrassing, bro. If you look, bro, I don't think they as a club realized before match day 7 just how achievable top 8 still was, because the cutoff was 16, not 18 like the experts had to predict at the start of the draw. They made us, everyone was made to believe that 18 points guarantees you top 8. Well, 16.
They got spanked.
Bro, not only did they get spanked, they didn't act like they even knew that they could make top 8 the last 2 match days. And now they've got 2 extra fixtures in February. Thiago Motta is going to be in a top 4 battle because he has a thin squad and he's now added European fixtures to that list, and not easy ones either. You now need to either go to De Kuip in Rotterdam or even worse to Eindhoven to play PSV, I think, if that's what the draw said. They might look at that club-wise and go, oh, at least it wasn't blah, 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 blah. But I can tell you right now, those are 2 clubs you do not want to face because they will come hard to Juve and go, hey, if we can beat them, we will beat them. So, yeah, Dutch football for Juve in February. Enjoy that, cuz.
Man, it would have been nice to see Di Maria score on their heads.
Yeah.
So that's them. Let's have a quick look at Milan, our next rival. Yeah, quick thoughts on Milan.
All they needed to do was win, bro. In Zagreb, bro. Cavapi FC just did them over 2-1, and now they have to play more games.
Milan fans have been telling me that Reinders is better than Barella. Look at this, a 5.8 performance on an important Champions League night. Is that your king?
Bro, I'm not going to even say anything about that statement. Shows just how delusional they are, but yeah.
Who would you start? Some of the comments. Who would you start for the derby? Would you start? Let's go with the big topic: Aslani or Zielinski a regista, or Barella?
I would probably start Zielinski, to be honest. If you were to give Aslani the vote of confidence, I wouldn't call it the worst decision ever, because it would be a way. Because Aslani, I don't think Aslani has been poor his last few games. I just still don't think he's good enough. I think that's where we're all at the moment. So I would start Zielinski, and I'm thinking that's probably why. Because how many minutes did Zielinski get today? He got none, right?
No,
he got none.
I think we've got our answer.
So he's definitely starting that game.
I think we found our starting regista, and I think that's. And I think that he, despite the fact that he said before he doesn't like that position, well, guess what, bro? Look at the track record of this club the last few years. It's almost expected that if you've got that in your arsenal, the manager will make a play at that. It was good enough for Brozovic, Eriksen, Hakan, and guess what? It's going to be good enough for you, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Zielinski.
We should also probably mention now that we secured top 8. We will play Fiorentina twice in a row.
Yeah,
in February,
which is likely to be 6th of Feb, the replay game, I think.
Which means that we will play them twice in a row.
Yeah, it's still not been confirmed, which is just Serie A as usual. Still not being confirmed.
Even though Fiorentina is, up and down with their form, playing anybody twice in a row is hard, and beating them twice in a row is hard.
And we're only going to have 75 minutes of that game as well.
Yeah, but still you have to travel to Firenze,
Yeah, exactly.
Do most of the games, so it is hard. This next month of fixtures will determine our season. And I'm looking all the way to that Napoli game, guys, and we already have 3 games more than them, and we'll have another with Fiorentina. We'll have 4 more games than them. Man, it's so unfair. I mean, Conte knows what he's doing. Yeah. He knows that Inter-Lazio Coppa Italia game looks like. I really don't want to play that game now. I really don't want to play that game, man.
Which one, sorry?
Coppa Italia against Lazio.
Oh, man, that's a pain in the ass, that one.
I really don't want to play that game. But on one hand, you're a big club. You don't want to throw away the competition. But on the other hand, man, we really don't need it. So, and Lazio, after that 6-0 spanking, Lazio will be ready for blood. So I think
Lazio is the team that I'm putting my bet on in terms of taking points from Napoli, because they're the team that have given Napoli the most trouble this year.
I'd like to see Roma and Ranieri do something for us. They never do any favors for us, Roma.
They're just rubbish, man.
Every time they have an important fixture against Juve or Milan, where I've thought, yes, here's a great chance that they drop points, they always roll over and die. And this will be no different, man. Lukaku to score and celebrate against Roma because he's CB like that.
Yeah. I don't see.
God.
You know, I maybe thought, not maybe, I actually thought in Bergamo that Napoli will draw points, and they didn't.
Likewise.
I thought Juventus, you know, they draw every
Bro.
game. They didn't. So I really don't see Conte with one game a week really losing any points here, which puts us under much more pressure. And, you know,
No, but they
I
will,
never
you know,
say,
we've had Conte. They will have games where, you know, they haven't got Kvara now. They still haven't replaced it. Like, there will be games where teams will sit back, and we know Conte won't have a plan B. It will just be, you know, a drab game. We've seen that so many times at Inter as well. Like, it will happen. We just need to keep going and not drop points.
exactly. And, you know, everybody knows our history in Turin, and that game is coming, and we need 3 points.
Yeah.
We need 3 points in Turin, and that's never easy. You know, we can banter Motta and them, you know, and their current form. That's never easy. But we must win there, and we
Yeah.
also must win the Milan derby. So it is hard. It's gonna
Yeah.
be hard.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I need to go. Thank you for joining, both of you. I really appreciate it. And Anthony's always amazing to link up with you. Man of the match, I guess, is only one man, right? But shout
course.
out to Marcus Thuram, Barella, all the boys today. Everyone played their role, apart from
Definitely.
Arnautovic. Any closing comments, Anthony?
I don't want to. It's a happy day. It's a happy day. We're gonna
Yeah,
end it.
let's not ruin the day talking about him.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Matija, for coming through into 3, Monaco nil, top 8 secured. Whoever we get next, doesn't matter. I am looking forward to it. Now, all minds back to Serie A. Thank you, Lautaro, for stepping up and carrying us through to this amazing night. Congrats to the Pieri. Ciao, ragazzi. Forza Inter.
Ciao.